everyone, welcome to day 12 of Vlogtober. Today is going to be so fun because I'm going to all the Edgar Allan Poe sites in Richmond, get a little Poe tour for you guys, and then later tonight is my Bingo Beer X Vegan Club event, which I'm going to take you along to as well. It's just going to be a great day, and I'm here with my friend Sydney. She's probably on her phone. Yep, I told her she wasn't going to be on camera when I did the intro, but I threw it out there anyways. She's never been to the Edgar Allan Poe site, so we're going to show her around. She's going to experience it for the first time. And if you haven't been, you should definitely also come. And our first stop here is the Poe Museum. And actually it is located in the oldest, well, one of the oldest houses in Richmond, the oldest structure probably, 1730s, circa 1730s, and you can just tell by the architecture. It's big chunky stones. I'm like standing right in front of it right now. It's got an old feel to it. And you walk around to 3 different houses, chronological order of Edgar Allan Poe's life, and you learn more about him. And that's what the Poe Museum is all about. He didn't actually live here, he lived nearby. But I'm gonna show you some other sites after this. But all right, let's go into the old house. This is gonna show his childhood.
Welcome to the Edgar Allan Poe Museum, the world's finest collection of Edgar Allan Poe artifacts and memorabilia. The museum's exhibits document the life and literary career of the American author who brought us such classic tales and poems as The Telltale Heart.
Okay, so we just went into the stone house. It's so great. They have so many like different pieces from Edgar Allan Poe's life. So they have his childhood bed, the mantle from his room, and they just tell a story about his childhood. Basically, his mom was an actress here in Richmond, got tuberculosis, died. The kids were split up. Edgar was adopted, not officially, but like fostered, I guess you could say, by the Allan family. And then the dad didn't really like him very much, so he, there was that. They talk about how he went to the University of Virginia for like 1 semester, and if you didn't see that in episode Vlogtober day 5, we went and visited his dorm room when he went there. And they also talk about his childhood sweetheart, which is Elmira Royster, Shelton, when she got married, and we're going to talk more about that in a second because we're going to go to her house as one of the Poe sites after this. But now we're going to go and do Poe as an adult. So next house. We are in the second house, and over here they have a collection of Elmira, his lover's spectacles, and a ring that he gave her as an engagement ring, because later in life, after her husband died, Edgar came back into her life and they were going to actually get married, and he was on his way to the wedding when he died in Baltimore, so they never were together, sadly. But yeah, they've got some of like the original books that he wrote. They have a statue of Edgar Allan Poe from 1956. And also the staircase from his childhood in here. Also forgot to mention that Edgar Allan Poe did end up marrying his first cousin when she was 13. It sounds bad, and maybe it was, but we're not sure. They think maybe also because it was just her and her mom with no like patriarch in the family. He was like helping them out financially. I'm not sure. But they had some of her trinkets in there as well. And now we are on to the last building, his mysterious death. So we're going to learn about what happened. Why did he die at 40 years old? They still don't know, but there are some theories. We just entered the last house, and they don't know how he died. And they said all the like chemicals in his hair were normal. But I think it was cooping, which I had heard of when I went to this other Edgar Allan Poe museum, which is where they would like take somebody, dress them in someone's clothes, get them drunk, and make them vote for somebody that they want them to, beat them up, get them drunk, change their clothes, and get them to vote for their person again. Like, it was like a voting technique back in the day. So, I mean, that makes sense. And then they said that he might have been diabetic, and so like the alcohol affected him, and that's why he died. Why do you think he died?
I'm gonna go with what you said. That sounds right.
What did you think of the museum and Edgar Allan Poe's life?
It was really cool, interesting, learned a lot of stuff.
I was gonna say, did you know anything before coming?
I knew he was a writer.
Okay.
And
See?
I knew he lived in Richmond.
You learn a lot by coming to the museum. Wow, she knew some things. Now she knows more. All right, so we are going to head to the next Poe site now. All right, we are on to our second location for Poe sites, and I just want to say that the first Poe site I actually filmed yesterday. I'm wearing the same outfit to pretend. Oh yeah, by the way, I didn't talk about this amazing shirt.
It's the unhappy hour.
On theme for today's vlog. But anyway, my camera ran out of battery. Sydney had to go to work. A lot of things happened at once. I wasn't able to continue the video, but we are going to slide in the last 2 Poe sites in this video, so we'll make sure that you guys know what's up. And our next site is here at Historic St. John's. This is the location, the graveyard, where Edgar Allan Poe's mom is actually buried. Also, I'm gonna show you around some other tombstones and tell you some stories about the people that are buried here. So, Let's go. So once you walk in, if you just take the first sidewalk path to the left, straight, you will see Eliza Poe's tombstone. So that's what we're doing right now. It's a big tombstone, you can't miss it. So I don't remember how much I told you about Eliza back at the Poe Museum, but this is Edgar Allan Poe's mom. She was a really well-known actress here in Richmond. She was actually performing at the theater here in Richmond. And then she got tuberculosis and she died having 3 young children. Edgar was one of them, and each of them went to a different family. Edgar was adopted by the Allan family, which was he wasn't really officially adopted by them, but a wealthier family here in town, the Allans. That's why it's Edgar Allan Poe. Actresses at the time were not looked on as being cool or glamorous. They were actually looked on as kind of being like below, seedy, not worthy of being buried in St. John's graveyard. The only reason why Eliza was buried here was because she was friends with some of the higher class women in town. They actually helped pull together for her medical bills and also did like benefit performances to pay for them too. So they liked her, they thought she was cool, and that's why she's buried here, just because, you know, she had some pull. This is not her original tombstone. This tombstone's from 1927 and was put up then, which is almost like 100 years, a little bit more than 100 years after she was buried here. But they think this is approximately where she was buried because they said in records that she was buried near a yew tree, and the yew tree was right here, so they're thinking it must have been approximately in this location. So, meet Elizabeth Arnold Poe's tombstone, Edgar Allan Poe's mom, site number 2. So that's one iconic person that's buried here, but there are a few others that I want to take you around and tell you some stories about. This is a tale of Daniel Denoon. He was a 22-year-old apprentice to a gunsmith here in town, and I believe it was in the late 1700s, but we'll double check once we get to his tombstone. And his boss got jealous of his skills and was kind of a drinker, and one night he was drunk and shot Daniel right in the stomach. Daniel fell down the stairs and was easily able to go to the police station because he was nearby and told them exactly who shot him. The boss, still had the guns in his hands. He's convicted, he goes to jail. Daniel dies of his wounds. Then when the boss was in jail, apparently someone came in late at night and strangled him to death and got away with it. So he died too. Nonetheless, Daniel Denoon is buried here, and his mom was so mad about the way he was murdered that she had the epitaph on his tombstone say exactly what happened to him, and even calls out James McNaught, which was the boss, on the tombstone. So it's very interesting. Let's go check it out. So 1826, so early 1800s, and it's kind of hard to read, but I'll try to read it for you guys. So it says, Daniel Denoon, gunmaker of this city, who was shot by James McNaught, 27th February 1826, after being in his employ 8 years, 3 months, 15 days. At the age of 22 years, 2 months, and 15 days, something like that. So very specific on the days that he was even in the employ of James McNaught, who killed him, and even very specific about how young he was, only 22 years. And I haven't seen a tombstone like this ever in my life where they literally call out who murdered them. But now no one will ever forget that Daniel Denoon was murdered by James McNaught, as it says it in infamy. There was a man named Edward Carrington who really wanted to come hear Patrick Henry and all the people talk about, you know, whether they're going to enter the war or not here. The famous speech, Liberty or Death. He couldn't get a ticket. So he stood outside this window and he was able to listen to Patrick Henry's words, Liberty or Death speech. He was so inspired that he said, when I die, I want to be buried on this spot. And he was. He was literally buried on the spot. So there's a lot of people who crowded around right after we left, but I want to tell you, Governor John Page is buried right next to Carrington, and he was the 13th governor of Virginia, preceded by James Monroe, and he also served under George Washington during the French and Indian War. So another iconic person buried here. Now we're going to make our way to George Wythe, which if you saw 2 vlogs ago, where I went on a rant about George Wythe, because George Wythe was poisoned by his grandnephew. If you want to hear the whole spiel, I'll make sure to leave the vlog in the description below, but it was like the O.J. Simpson of the day. His grandnephew ended up getting off for a botched autopsy / evidence situation. Anyway, George Wythe was also the professor of Thomas Jefferson at William and Mary and a longtime friend with him. They corresponded in letters all the time. And when Thomas Jefferson was president, that's when George Wythe was murdered. So Thomas Jefferson was pretty sad about it because that was his boy. Anyway, I want to show you where George Wythe's tombstone is, which is right here. So if you're at St. John's right there. If you just turn, that's George Wyth's tombstone. And right there is the visitor center. It's a pretty iconic location. You can't miss it. But I wanted to talk about this part of St. John's. This is the original part of St. John's. This chunk right here from that wall to this wall is actually the only part of the structure that is from the Patrick Henry's Liberty or Death speech. So this was it. That was the size of the church at the time when everybody, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Peyton Randolph, Patrick Henry all came for that convention / famous speech. Just that chunk right there. McClurg, Fauci, McCaw. Those were the 3 doctors who did the autopsy on George Wyth and couldn't figure out if he had been poisoned or not. And that is one of the reasons why the grandnephew got off. McClurg is buried right here, only steps away from George Wyth. So it's very interesting because the person who didn't get him justice is buried near him. So that's kind of awkward. And the final Poe site that you can see in Richmond is actually located right behind me. It is the home of Elmira Shelton. She lived there with her husband. When he died, she still lived there. And when Edgar and her were gonna get married, supposedly, there's speculation around that too, of course, he would have moved into this house. So it's right next to where his mom's buried, all in the same location in Church Hill. So we're gonna walk down there and I'll show you a little bit more close-ups of the house. It's beautiful. Welcome to Elmira Royster Shelton's house. So this is located very close by St. John's, literally just down the street. And this is the house that was built in 1844, so I'm assuming could have been built for her and her husband, or maybe there was one owner before that, because 1844, Elmira would have been in her 30s. So it's a beautiful house. I feel like there were 2 houses maybe attached to this side of the house at one point, but now it's just the standalone house, but it's awesome. Very historical, and it's crazy to think that Edgar would have moved into this house if he wouldn't have died mysteriously in Baltimore. Her family didn't want her to marry him because when they initially got engaged when they were like 15 or something, her dad was like, heck no, he has no money. He's like not even really adopted by the Allen family, no. And so she ended up getting married to somebody else. He wrote her letters when he was at UVA, but her dad always intercepted them. She never got any of the letters. So she ended up marrying James, who is a guy that she probably didn't like as much. And then when he died, they started sending letters back and forth again. So some people think it was her brothers who had Edgar killed in Baltimore. That's another theory of his death. So, you know, there's tons of theories. We don't know. But she lived in this house till she died. Now, if you want another Edgar Allan Poe site, if you watch our Vlogtober Day 5, we went and visited his dorm room at University of Virginia. And then if you want to see the house that he rented at one point in Baltimore and where he's buried in Baltimore, well, you got to go to Baltimore, Maryland, which we have been to as well. So I think we've almost accomplished all the Edgar Allan Poe sites possible, but I think there are a few in New York because he also lived there for a while. So maybe I haven't seen them all, but really, really cool. And also, everything's very close together. The Poe Museum is like a 2-minute drive away from St. John's, and then of course the Shelton house is right there. So you can see all the Edgar Allan Poe sites pretty quickly because they're all close by, which is cool. So since Sydney couldn't join me and I had to have Lucas come film me, we're gonna go to his favorite place to eat in Church Hill, which is Proper Pie, which is a New Zealand hand pie place. They do savory pies and they also do sweet pies. They always have a vegan option or two, so we're really excited to see what they have today. And it's delicious. Like I said, Lucas's favorite place in Church Hill to eat. We made it to Proper Pie, and Richmond is small. So small, in fact, that we saw our good friends, Michael and Kayla, across the street coming to Proper Pie as well. And so we're all gonna eat together. So random. And so exciting because we love them. I don't think they've ever been on a vlog before, so this is gonna be their first time. But we actually met in real life. We were at the Jasper last year for their Christmas bar, and Michael had seen one of my Instagrams and stopped me and was like, hey, I know you from Instagram. And I'm like, sup? And then we started talking. We really hit it off, and now we're all friends, so that was cool. Little beat cute. There they are right there, so let's see what they got.
It's coming tomorrow.
So people can see all the options instead of our boring chili.
So we're trying to cancel it. And then
So good, right?
Proper pie's nice.
The shirt, though.
It doesn't match because this is not vegan.
It-
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It literally feels like this was planned, though. You wearing this shirt and meeting us here. It's like, what are the chances?
Wait, no. You said you were going to eat the majority of that one.
Ooh, Kayla wants Michael's pie.
I usually eat chocolate.
This is illegal, I know. Uh-oh. Fine. Uh-oh. This is what happens at Proper Pie, everybody. Sometimes you get the wrong pie and you have to eat the other person's pie. Is that one good?
It's good.
Oh my god.
It's good,
They're
but this
so
is
good.
great.
Maybe you guys
I
should
love that
swap.
you guys came for the sweet
It almost
pies.
seems like you can swap.
Lucas only comes here for the savory pies.
Well, we also got a sweet one though.
That's rare, though.
I do
Only
feel
'cause they
like-
have mock turtle.
I do feel like I should eat both of them.
Be trying.
This is the mock turtle, the vegan one. Let's see. Oh my god. I want some oat milk or something.
Yeah, you always like milk with yours. Michael and Kayla are freaking out about their pies, and I
It's
love it.
worth
It's like,
coming all the way to Churchill.
it's literally like I planned for them
It
to
is.
arrive to say that the pie is so good, and so you guys believe us that
Yeah.
proper pie rocks. And then
Me and
Michael
Michael
wearing
were
the
texting.
shirt, it's just like, seems planned, but it's not. Okay, this
see
is the
where it
mock
comes.
He
turtle.
said, wear your shirt. Wear your shirt.
Oh, delicious. Literally, St. John's is like right there.
It's very busy.
And proper pie's right here, so
Oh.
it is a choice, Kayla, and it is an October choice, or it could be
It was
year-round
funny
choice.
because we were like 3 different tour guides.
Bye. Have fun, guys.
We were just talking about how crazy it was that Michael and Kayla, like, that we ran into them and then he was wearing my shirt. It was just like, I just love that so much. I love meeting friends in public, and the fact that I have friends is cool too. Those are Richmond bucket list items for me. It's like, run into someone you know in public. Anyway, Lucas is going to try the chili bean and cheese. That is the vegan option for today. It's a good one. It literally is chili with cheese on it and a pie crust. But let's get his taste test on camera.
The secret is that the first bite is going to be mainly crust, so you have to get past that point. Lauren usually has me eat all the crust, and then she eats the inside.
Because I'm creative at home. When I get out
Okay.
to do creative stuff at work.
We're still on crust. Not necessarily a bad
It's all
thing.
about you.
Crust is amazing.
Lucas has bit it down to where it's the center part, which is my favorite. So cozy. And these little pies are perfect for this time of year. It's like Thanksgiving, any day you want. We have made it to Bingo Beer for the event. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to vlog because I'm going to be talking a lot. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's arcade games inside. It's just going to be an epic night. Lucas is starving, so we're going to order food like ASAP, I think, so that he gets some food, which is cool because they have a special vegan menu for us tonight. So, I don't know. It's going to be a lot of fun. 142 people RSVP'd. How many people will show? Mystery.
Mystery. 3,000.
Mystery. Vibes are right. The backyard is amazing. There's
Yeah.
fire pits. Kendall's doing the best job ever. There's already 2 people here, so, and it doesn't start for like 30 minutes. So
Yeah.
that's a good sign.
Yeah.
We got our name tags on. It's gonna be a glorious evening. The weather couldn't be better. It's amazing.
The weather feels great. It's like, what, 65?
It's like 65. The fire pits are a
pits are
vibe
going.
now. We got good music. It's exciting.
It's gonna be so
Yay! Oh my gosh. It's like 1 hour in and the crew is so great. We did this like thing where we introduce ourselves and everybody's like mingling and it's been so fun. Seriously, over 50 people are here. Nuts. And everyone is so sweet. I've been like introducing myself to everybody and they're introducing themselves to me. We got name tags, like I said, so everybody can like see each other's names and just the loveliest people. I'm so excited. It's such a great night. We We're back home, and it is 10:30 p.m.
Past our bedtime.
The event was supposed to go from 6 to 8 p.m., but people stayed late,
Yeah.
which was so cute. So many people were like, this was the best night ever. Thank you so much for like making this happen. Thanks for coordinating this. And I was like, what? Thanks for coming. It was amazing. I think I like got to talk to the vlog like once during the event and say that everybody who came was amazing, and I will agree with that again.
Yeah.
Just the people who show up for these events, and like I think, you know, vegans in general, or people who don't care to hang out with vegans, I guess you could say, are just cool people. So it's absolutely glorious, and it's just, I don't know, it's unimaginable. I just think about my life a year ago, and I don't know what I would have thought back then to know what today was like, but it's the best. It's a dream come true. The fact that I have a community and that we like as a collective, us, all the people who came have a community is so cool. And everyone's like, you're stuck with me now. I'm coming to all the events. And I was like, please do. Everyone had such a good time. And since everyone was so sweet, everyone got to talk to everyone around
Yeah.
the fire pits and like create relationships, and they just had a really good time. So it was really cool. And some people came alone, and like I still saw that they were like chatting because I, forced myself on everybody and wanted to see like how you guys doing? What'd you end up getting to eat? And the food was really good. Oh, our service at bingo was so good. Kendall was our waiter, and he was literally amazing and incredible. I can't believe he was able to do 60 people's orders.
Nuts.
He did so well, and he never was stressed, and he was always like in a good mood. So that was awesome. The fire pits was such a vibe. Going into the arcade games and playing the arcade games with everybody was so much fun. I love that bingo has that arcade. And then the owner, Jay, was there at the end. We got to chat with him and tell him just about the feedback about how much fun everyone had and how it was just like the perfect vibe. And it was just perfect venue, perfect people, perfect food, perfect night. I have no notes.
It was the best.
It was so
just got to
amazing.
meet so many cool people and see so many people again that we knew.
Yeah, I agree 100% on that,
And
Lucas.
the skee ball championship.
Oh yeah, okay, so 2 things. One, I love also seeing people that I've seen at other events because I feel like we're like already friends. So it's like almost a guaranteed once a month opportunity that friends come and hang out together. That's what I kept thinking. I was like, if I don't make arrangements with these people outside of this, I know that they're going to come this night and I'll at least get to hang out with them for a little bit. So it's kind of cool that way. Second, Lucas was hilarious. He was like, hey, if anyone wants to do a skee ball like championship or competition, come this way. And like people like went and played with Lucas, and there was like a whole skee ball thing, and it was so fun. But Mike ended up winning. So Mike, if you're watching this, shout out. 450 was his score. Incredible. And apparently he acted like he didn't, it was, whoops, I don't know how I'm so amazing. So Mike, we know you're amazing now, so you can't get away with it. But anyways, thank you everybody who came, if you're watching this. And just shout out, if you're not watching it, sending good vibes your way. It was an incredible day, full of fun times. And thanks for watching Vlogtober, everybody. And yeah, I heard a lot of good feedback tonight because a lot of people watched these videos who were at the event, and they were saying they were really enjoying Vlogtober and stuff too. So that was really cool to hear. Here's my playlist for Vlogtober. If you need to catch up and you want to watch some of the other ones, right here and down here is the Richmond playlist in case you want to watch some more Richmond videos. I've noticed when I edit that you do funny reactions behind me about the videos.
You don't know anything.
I'm obsessed. It's so funny because in person, I'm like looking into the camera, so I'm not seeing what he's doing. And then when I'm editing it later, I'm like, lols. Which I love. We all live for your faces behind me, Lucas. That's our favorite part about vlogs.
I'm just standing here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, we'll see you. Guess when? Tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.